early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, Raider Nation. Want to welcome you, and what a way to bring in that game. National anthem there being sung by Mason McClintock. Want to thank him for doing that for us this evening. Getting started to kicked our regular season off on Tuesday as we faced a non-region opponent in Coffee County. But today, we're in the swing of things. We not only have a region matchup, but quite possibly, well, there's no possibly about it, our biggest rival in any sport, much less softball, is the Jeff Davis Yellow Jackets. The Lady Jackets come over here today as reigning region champions from the 2017 season. We're hoping to dethrone them this year. I don't know a lot about them. I talked to some of the girls the last couple of days, and they're really unsure exactly how dominant they can potentially be this year. They finished the region with only one loss last year, and that was to us as we defeated them at home, but at their place last year. So they're looking to enact some revenge from that, I'm sure. But just as always, you lose a few and you gain a few, and that's what, we're a young team. As I mentioned Tuesday night, I'll talk more about that as we go along. But looks like Bree Harper is going to be on the mound for the Lady Raiders. Johnson behind the plate. Kamari Strozier at third. AJ will be at second. We're going to have Sadie Adams at second tonight in replacing Diamond Edwards, who would be the normal starter there, as she has done something to her hand. They're still not sure, waiting to get to the orthopedic, but problem with a bone in her hand there. She was hit by a pitch. Clement is at first, and I'll get the rest after we begin the game here with the first pitch. And to lead off the game for the Jackets is Carter. First pitch high and outside, but called for strike. Ball a little low. Bree came in and pitched third Tuesday night. Again, it being a non-region game, Gracie Hand started, pitched 2 innings. Sadie Adams came in, pitched 2, and then Bree finished things out. It was a loss for the Lady Raiders, as we lost 7-4. Big night for AJ Aniston Johnson, as she went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, all 4 RBIs responsible for her. But she'd trade the victory for 1 or 2 of those home runs if she could get it. Pitch on the inside, a nice pitch there for strike, evens things up 2-2. Again, I want to welcome you to Lady Raider softball. My name is Brent Johnson. I'll be trying to commentate this evening along with Carson Taylor, sophomore at Bacon County High School, part of my engineering and technology pathway. This ball is looped over the head, just a seeing eye single there of the second baseman. Not a lot you can do there, just frustrate the defense a little bit and the pitcher. as Carson will be producing the show today. We'll be mentioning some key sponsors that help provide or make this all the broadcasts of the 2018-19 athletic season possible. Scott to the plate for the Jackets. He likes that outside corner, and I think I would stay there. That was actually a little further off the plate than the first pitch. It wasn't as bad as actually the catcher. You know, as her glove kind of pulled out of the way, so it made it look even further off the plate. It was off the black, but it wasn't quite as bad as maybe the catch. And there's a bunt that's going to be foul. Quickly 0-2. You know, my view for umpires in softball, baseball, or really any league is just be consistent. You know, they don't like it. I looked at an umpire one time and said, I just want you to be consistently good or consistently bad. Just be one of the two. Don't be both. And he didn't really like that, I could tell. But that's just the truth. One ball, two strikes on Scott. Again, not that the whole season hinges on this game. It doesn't, but the team that gets the victory, and there's an attempted steal, and she's going to make it, as they're going to put a little pressure on our defense here. But we do get the strikeout. However, it will provide one team with a little bit more momentum going into the rest of the region schedule. Each team plays twice. This ball is hammered into left field. It's trouble. All the way to the fence. Runner rounds third. She will score, and it'll be a stand-up double for Williams. Quick start here for the Yellow Jackets, which isn't super surprising. Again, this has been a team that has been dominant in our region for just as, and maybe more so dominant than us when it comes to region titles and such. But just a very solid program. Their coach has built just as we have over the last decade or so. Again, another runner in scoring position, one out. Ball just a little low in the zone. And this is Wooten at the plate. Strike on that inside corner, 2-1. I want to welcome anyone that's joining our broadcast today. I was looking over the week's schedule, and there's not many softball games scheduled for broadcasting live. And this ball is hit back to the pitcher. Could be trouble, and it is. Everybody's going to be safe. Again, it's sort of another seeing eye there as it ricochets, a sharply hit ball to the pitcher, and she tries to glove it, unable to. Probably would have went through for a base hit if she'd not had touched the ball, but nonetheless an infield hit. Runners at the corner with only one out, and that's going to bring Harrington to the plate in the cleanup position. And she's going to slap it into right field. It's caught. Runners will tag. Looks like we'll get the double play. We're going to get the double play at first base. Coach is claiming her toe came off, but we're going to get the call there to get out of the inning with only giving up one run. We're going to take a really quick break, catch my breath as we got started really quickly there, and I'll be back in just a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, They can diagnose and correct your vision with detailed accuracy. Visit www.fbcalma.com.
Again, thank you, Raider Nation, for joining us, and anyone else around the state. A lot of volleyball, I was saying. I was looking at some of the broadcasts, girls or women's volleyball around the state being broadcasted. But if you are joining us, we'll welcome you. I want to go ahead and be honest and up front. I'm not a professional. When it comes to commentating, I was listening a little bit of the game the other night, and I said too many times to be a pro. So I'm glad they don't pay me to do it. But nonetheless, I want to welcome you to our broadcast. We are BCTV Red Raider Productions, or Red Raider Broadcasting. We do about 70-plus events a year, live, and a few on-demand things that we post. Most is live: football, softball, baseball, basketball, a little bit of other things in between. And we love doing it for our community, and our community is large because I have folks in surrounding states, around the country, even around the world that tune in to watch our broadcast, and we're very proud to be able to do that. And we wouldn't be able to do it without sponsorships to help. We are a self-sustaining program. We receive no money locally other than from our sponsorships and from subscribers like you that subscribe to watch our live events. And we get a little kickback from that to help provide. I can't pay my crew, but I do feed them well. It provides for, paying for gas money on our trips, and if we go overnight, to our room and board and that sort of thing all year long. And it also helps with my local Technology Student Association, which I have about 25 members. It allows us to travel the state and compete, and also attend leadership activities as well. So it's a big boost. I want to thank Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply, Miss Lisa Coley, Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales. I went by and saw him this afternoon, so willing to sign up and help in any way, as well as Family Vision Care of Alma. And there's ball one, as Kamari Stroger is going to lead off for the Lady Raiders this evening. We struggled with the bats the other night. Only 4 girls had hits, got our 6 hits, and Aniston had 3 of them. Not quite as blistering this afternoon, maybe 2 or 3 degrees cooler. A little bit of a breeze out there today. It was just dead heat on Tuesday, miserable. This ball is hit off the glove of the second baseman by Stroger as we get a leadoff single there. Zoe Hodges is going to come to the plate now, center fielder for the Lady Raiders, a junior. And that's a theme for this Raider team. We got a lot of juniors, a handful of sophomores, and a couple freshmen on this team, but no seniors. Very similar to our baseball team this past season. And Hodges squares the bunt, and it's a good one. It's going to advance the runner to second to scoring position for Aniston Johnson as she comes to the plate. And again, Aniston, it was reported 2 ways. I had her 4 for 4 the other night, and then it was reported 3 for 3 with 2 home runs nonetheless, and a base hit. Had a 3-run homer and a solo. She was in tune. I hope they will throw her something over the plate. On deck is Bree Harper, and they are going to put her on, and that's a sign of respect for that young lady. She's still batting 1,000 on the season. 2 on for Bree, and we just hope that Bree will make them pay. That's what you put folks behind a big hitter like her that can hopefully protect that position. So we need Bree to get a base hit here or more. Inside, just a little too much for ball one. Catcher got a pretty good arm there. We might better be careful how far we creep off there. I want to shout out to Coach Poff, and I don't do enough to talk about our coaches here at Bacon County High School in our Lady Raider program. We introduced Coach Poff last season, and she stepped in some big shoes, but she has filled them nicely with her knowledge of the game and her rapport with the girls, as well as her staff. Ray Stevens, Tony King, and the addition of Caroline Taylor, a former Red Raider who just finished her stint at Mercer University, broke a few home run records up there, and she is now teaching at the high school math. Proud to have her back. Always good to see former students come back and be teachers, much less coaches. Great pitch there, off speed. Fooled Harper. 2-2 and 1 across the board. Again, 1 out, 2 on. And she stays alive, fouling it left. A big shout out to Coach Poff's mom and dad. That's Norma and Linwood up around Atlanta, for tuning in and watching the game. That's one of the reasons we enjoy being able to broadcast things like this, is for folks that literally cannot make it to these games, have an opportunity to see. I always encourage you to come out to home games and support these young men and women, if possible. Again, staying alive here, 3-2. A lot of times when you see the batter, a lot of times wins these battles. And there it is. It's hit deep to left field. Let's see if it's enough. It's not. She's going to make the catch. And because it's in left field, the runners are unable to tag and advance. So the ball was lifted. Didn't get quite all of it, as it was on the inside. Gave it a scare. It's going to be 2 outs as Clement comes to the plate. And once in a while I'll say Clements, because we've had some Clements play the last several years. So it is Skylar Clement without the S. This ball is fouled. It could have been caught, but it was right about where the fence was. And I don't blame the young lady for being a little cautious there. Give a shout out to Coastal Pines Technical College, Mr. Austin Johnson, for providing some paraphernalia for our local fans to get and cheer our Lady Raiders on. Coastal Pines plays a big role in dual enrollment with our high school. A lot of students take advantage of the opportunity to take college classes while in high school, on and off campus, to receive that dual credit for high school graduation, as well as toward a potential technical certificate or a 2-year college degree. Need something here. Love to see her shoot one in the gap. Got enough speed. That ball is low. It gets past the catcher, and runners do advance. It's a big play there for the Lady Raiders. So now base hit scores 2. Low and inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball is hammered down the left field, and it's hit off the glove of the young lady, so it's fair. 2 runs are going to score. The Lady Raiders take the lead 2-1. As Clement just rips one down the third baseline. It would have been foul if the young lady had not touched it. As she touched it in fair territory. I think you could see that in that camera shot. And again, I apologize. We don't have an official cameraman, and there's no point in me putting my hand on this thing because I'll go nuts with it. So I try to keep it where we can see the action in the middle field. The line drives to the left and to the right. I just have to describe to you. Especially now during the playoff times, we'll try to squeeze another individual up here, but this ball is lifted foul back toward us. 2-1, most importantly, off 2 hits by the Raiders. Early, bottom of the first. Gracie Hand to the plate. Gracie is one of our pitchers. She's in left field today. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Long run, tough play. What a fantastic play by the shortstop. Got to give credit where credit is due. That'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Just a great play. Tough for Gracie because I thought it was another C&I single. But that's going to end the inning as the Lady Raiders, we take the lead 2-1. We're going to take a quick break on the NFHS Network powered by Play on Sports. All right, we're back top of the 2nd inning now. Lady Raiders regain the lead 2-1. This brings Fifi Green. Unfortunately, we know this young lady. She transferred over to. I kind of wish, one of ours goes to Jeff Davis or Pierce County. I wish we had the NCAA rules where you had to sit out a year, but that's not the case. So she got to go right over and play softball for the Raiders. But this young lady, she can fly now, and I don't know if she can hit or field or whatever, but she can natural born run. So if she gets on base, we're going to be in trouble. She was a track star here, and I'm sure she will be there. It's Fifi Green, former Lady Raider. Ball just outside. Base hit, ripped into left field. Quickly got in. And that's, I believe that's, I may have announced our left fielder wrong earlier. That's Olivia Screws in left field. Great play by that young lady, a freshman. And 2 freshmen, that Katie Johnson, our catcher, as well. And I said Fifi was fast, and she was almost up standing by the time the ball got there. No outs. Runner at second. It's Katie Watson at the plate. For the Jackets. Ball just a little high. Speaking of, I mentioned a while ago, and as a matter of fact, he walked in not too long ago. I want to thank Mr. David Hand Insurance, State Farm provider. His business is in Waycross, Georgia, but he is a homegrown fella from Allen-Bacon County, and he is on board with us this softball season as a sponsor. I want to thank him for his sponsorship. This is going to be green to the plate. And while we're talking about sponsors, I want to specifically thank the 2018-19 athletic year title sponsors, and that would be Coda Electric and Plumbing Supply, Family Vision Care, and Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales. And it really isn't fair since I say Andy's name, so I'm going to go back. That's Miss Lisa Coley and her staff at Coda Electric and Plumbing Supply here in Alma, and Doctors McQuaig and Hutto and his wonderful staff at Family Vision Care. Runner at third, one out. Coach Poff coaching them up. Corners are in. And, folks, if you've never been to a live softball game, it's a small diamond anyway. These girls are close. That's why they wear the masks, to help protect them from those balls that are hit sharply. Potential squeeze-type situation that you would see in baseball. As she slaps it down that third baseline, foul. 2 strikes quickly, and a strikeout would be excellent here. But Fifi is so fast that if they timed it for her to leave, just as and assuming the young lady is going to put the ball in play, it could be tough with only one out to try and get her out at home versus getting the runner out at first. Look at that changeup back to the pitcher, and there, like I said, there she comes home. It was an automatic. I'm not sure if that's what they were planning to do all along. Maybe if she had fired at home, we had a play, but that was the sure out. The game is going to be tied 2-2 now. It's going to bring Waters to the plate. Foul ball. Had some storm warnings about 30 minutes ago. The local weather alarm went off in a warning state, but not a red alert state, in which a sound would happen, and the ladies would have to exit the field. We're hoping that won't happen. And Waters fouls another one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second. Again, if you're just joining us, a big region matchup. Lady Raiders hosting the Lady Jackets from Jeff Davis. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to find the hole. It's a base hit. Gotten in quickly by Hodges. Back to the top of the lineup as Carter led off the game with a hit. That seeing eye single. Ball is chopped to AJ. She's going to fire it over to first. Oh, and it pulled her off the bag as she threw from her knees. It's an infield hit in my book. Runners on the corner with 2 outs. Scott comes to the plate. She struck out her first at bat. And there should be the 3rd out of the inning. It's going to end it. Raiders give up 1, but we remain tied. That's the key. 2-2 here as we head to the bottom half of the 2nd inning. We're going to take a quick break and be back in just a moment. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Early, 2-2. A lot of action. Typical fashion for these two teams. Probably come down to some drama at the end. Doodle Johnson at the plate. Right fielder for the Lady Raiders. Going to lead us off. It's going to be Johnson, Johnson, and Adams. Sounds like a attorney corporation. Swing and a miss. Well, not a miss. I'm sorry. It was foul tipped. Caught the umpire. Skylar Clement responsible for the 2 RBI runs on the board. It was a big base hit. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. In the bottom of the 1st. First week of school. I'm just trying to get to the weekend to catch my breath. I've talked to several people and some other teachers in similar situations where they've just been tired this week and just trying to get back in the groove of things, and mentally more than physical. But I'm getting older too, I can tell. The kids think it's terrible and bad that they have to come back, but it may be a bigger adjustment for a lot of the teachers as well. This ball is hit back up the middle. What a great play by the shortstop. Wow. That's 2 plays that we might go back and look at. The big catch in the no man's land by the shortstop in left field, and then that play there, catching that short hop. What a tough play that was. Katie Johnson comes to the plate, catcher for the Raiders. Another freshman. Don't have quite the firepower that we had last year up and down the lineup. But we do have some young ladies that have played well over the summer and have put the ball in play. Ball high. Ball was inside, but she was just unable to stay off of it. Cut back in on her hands. Ball outside, just a little too far out of his zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Let's see if Miss Johnson can do something right here. Just a bit outside, as the Honorable Bob Euchre would say. Maybe just a little high there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I'll take a walk right here. If she can draw one, pitcher a little bit erratic this inning. And she fires a strike high in the zone. Taking care of business there with 2 outs now. It's going to bring Sadie Adams to the plate. And Sadie really in this nine-hole position, she's really a leadoff batter almost because of her ability to slap the ball around and her quickness. With 2 outs now, let's see if we can maybe rally here. High and tight. This ball is slap foul. Just outside. Oh, hits her on the helmet. Should be okay, though. It glanced it. Have a base runner here as we do go back to the top of the lineup, where Kamari Strozier led off the game with a base hit. Strozier was the hero last year over in Jeff Davis toward the end of the season. She had 2 home runs, if I remember correctly, in that game. She's going to take strike on that inside corner. Hodges on deck had a sacrifice her last at bat. Change up on that outside corner. Looked like it was going to be high, but I guess it dropped in there. And she pinches this one off the end of the bat. Another great defensive play. It was close, closer than I thought it was going to be, but nonetheless, 3 outs for the Lady Raiders. And we'll head to the top of the 3rd inning. We'll take another quick break on our sponsors and be back in just a moment. Top of the 3rd, 2-2. Number 7, Williams, to the plate for the Lady Jackets. She had a double her first at bat. Good looking pitch there. I'm not sure what was wrong with it. Nearly the same changeup. I saw a little movement down there by a gentleman. May get a little riled up. Father of the pitcher. But that was a good looking pitch to me, and I'm way back here. This ball is hammered to Strozier. Makes the catch for the first out. I tell you what, I need to comment on that. She was strong last year. When Booth went down with an injury, Strozier took over at third base, and she played well. And she looks like she's picked up where she left off. It's going to bring Wooten to the plate. She had a single, her first at bat. Maybe Bree's settling in here because she's known for that nasty changeup. Inside pitch, quickly 2 strikes. Probably ball 1 there, but got her to baited it enough for her to swing at it. Red Raider football tomorrow night. Another scrimmage game as we'll travel over to Atkinson County or Pearson, Georgia. About 45-minute drive, 40 to 45 from Alma. Encourage you to, if you're listening and you're local, to drive over and support the Raiders. We will not be broadcasting that game. We will be holding out until next Friday as we'll host our first game of the regular season. Purple Hurricanes of Fitzgerald. There's that patented changeup right there. One ball, two strikes, one out. Ball is hit sharply back to Bree, but she takes care of business. The second out of the inning. There's that change up that just, it looks like it floats in the air. Obviously it is, but it looks like it's just slowing down more and more as it comes to the plate. This ball is shot into right field down that first baseline. By Harrington. It's going to bring Green to the plate. She singled her first at bat. Good looking pitch there. That's going to be strike one. There's an attempted steal, and that's a successful steal. I think that's the third steal of the day, of the game by the Jackets. 2 outs here, pushing the buttons. Swing and a miss. It's going to be strike 3. Fifi goes down. And we're going to head to the bottom of the third, 2-2. Now take another quick break on the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports, brought to you by BCTV's Red Raider Broadcasting.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, they can diagnose and correct your vision with detailed accuracy. Visit www.fvcalma.com.
2, 3, 4 batters, Hodges, Johnson, and Harper. Big crowd here today as expected on both sides. Ball high. Ball is hit sharply to the shortstop, and she has not made any mistakes in this game. Bring AJ to the plate, and we might see them pitch to her here with 1 out, no runners on, as she got a intentional walk her first at bat. But I doubt she'll get much to hit. I hope she does. And there it was. Maybe she could have hit that one over the right field fence, probably. Just need a base hit here. And she slams this one way left. I'm looking at my truck because I'm backed over to the fence there. Didn't quite make the fence that far left, but it's 0-2 is the count as she went way inside. And she hammers this one to center field. Stay up, ball. Home run off the pickup truck. Literally a line drive home run. This young lady is 5 for 5 with 3 home runs this season. 1 for 1 today with that solo shot, and it just got over, but it did hit the white pickup there just left of the Lady Raider sign. Hopefully there's no dings or dots out there, but it's the risk you take when you tailgate her. What a shot by Aniston. I'll be a little surprised now if they pitch to her again this game. 3-2. That's the most important thing. As we take the lead here with only 1 out, brings Harper to the plate, and she's got the goods to tack on another. Oh, man, what a great play by the first baseman. She just reaches out and grabs it there just out of play off of the just foul. And that's frustrating for you take a young lady that's maybe struggling a bit. I know it's early in the season, but to her standards, and she's struggling a little bit at the plate, and then something like that just will irritate you to death. So hopefully she can shake that off as Clement comes to the plate. She fouls this one back. Base hit her first at bat. 2 RBIs to her credit. I think if that ball had been any higher, it would have busted out the back glass of that pickup truck out there. So it just made it over the fence in that line drive. It didn't get more than about 10 or 12 feet off the ground. I know in this picture, depending on what you're watching it on, if you're watching it on a laptop or your cell phone, it's a really crisp image at 640 by 360. But when you blow it up on a big monitor on your television, it gets a little grainy. This ball is trouble, but it's foul. We do have the capability of broadcasting in high definition, and I attempted it a couple times last year, but most of my viewers have difficulty with their broadband, and it's no knock against our local service. It just is what it is. It takes a lot more bandwidth to do it in the fashion that we do. So maybe in the next couple years we'll be able to manage that. Oh, no. Wow, that ball was high and tight. That was just a tough call there. Blows my mind on that particular pitch, but it's going to end the inning. But the Lady Raiders take the lead off a big home run by A.J. Aniston Johnson. We're going to take another quick break and be back in a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision.
Top of the fourth, 3-2 Lady Raiders. Big region matchup if you're just joining us. Early in the season, only the second game. Raiders fell to Coffee Trojans on Tuesday on a very hot afternoon, and the temperature is probably around 88 or 90 now, if I had to guess, 87, 88, but it's just not the same heat as we had the other day. Watson is hit by a pitch. And when you see, the other day, or on the Coffee County game, we had an error early in that game that cost us a run or two. And anytime you have an error, an unforced error like that, a walk or an error by a fielder, you just kind of cringe, hoping that the opposing team doesn't take advantage of that. Well, they do sacrifice that runner over to second. And we're to Waters in that 9-hole. And they'll be back to the top of the lineup with Carter and Scott. Hit up the middle. Fielded by Johnson. Fires it over for the sure out. Runner advances to third on the throw. I guess you could consider that a sack. Back to the top of the lineup with 2 outs is Carter. She has 2 singles on the day. And this should be out at first base. What a great running play there by Aniston. Folks, if you don't know Aniston, and it's hard to tell from obviously the camera, that's a tall young lady playing shortstop. She's every bit of 5'10", around 5'11". That's a specimen that's playing shortstop and very athletic. and obviously she kills the ball at the plate. But we're going to take another quick break. Be back in just a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, they can diagnose and correct your vision with detailed accuracy. Visit www.fvcalma.com.
Lady Raiders. Gracie Hand rips it foul out of play. Junior. Speaking of Hand, I want to thank Mr. David Hand Insurance Agency. He is a State Farm provider, for being a part of our broadcasts for the Lady Raider softball season. Another good shortstop on the other team as well. And typically that's the case in softball or baseball. Usually your best player a lot of times is up the middle somewhere, second base, as far as athletic ability, being able to throw and catch and retrieve. You look at your shortstop, second baseman, center fielder. Alana Doodle Johnson to the plate, checking her wristband for the sign. Coach Poff in her normal position. You usually can't see her in the camera shot because she's so far down the left field line. I gave her a hard time about it earlier in the season before I even talked to her about it, but sure, I was correct. I think she had been beamed more than once standing near the box, so she decided to play short outfield there. Boy, that ball started like it started. It's almost like a curveball from a baseball, as it started outside and broke back over the middle. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Speaking of baseball, laid down a good bunt there, and Doodle's quick. Oh no. It's a good effort. But what they don't realize, I actually heard this in a Major League Baseball game the other night. And one of the major leaguers slid into first base, and the guy said it's statistically proven that you're faster if you run through the bag versus diving and sliding. But she slid in, tried to make the play, and she's not sure if she's asking for some help there. It'll be hard for him to overturn. But Poff had a good angle on it where she was at. But nonetheless, a great effort by Doodle on that play. And they do confirm it is an out. And I just mentioned, speaking of baseball, one of Bacon County's standouts 2 seasons ago. He's been graduated a year. He was Rookie of the Year in freshman of the year, I should say, rookie freshman of the year in the particular, I forget the name of the conference he plays in with Bruton Parker, but Peyton Nobles just walked up with his mom. He received several accolades through that conference and at that college. Two outs now for Katie Johnson. She was right on it, but just underneath it. She struck out her first at bat, looking for something to handle here. Ball outside. This ball is lifted out of play. I do see another pitcher warming up for the Jackets. It's not to say she's coming in anytime soon, but can't get a number there to see who it might be. But as warm and humid it is out there, and the pitcher's probably working, but other than the catcher, is working the hardest of any player. Ball low as this young Katie Johnson is working this count as she did prior. Two strikeouts in the game for this young lady on the mound. Another ball fouled. 3-2. She waits on that changeup, fights it off, stays alive. Tough pitch. Not sure if he would have rung her up on that if she had held up or not. It's too close to take. Good at bat nonetheless for this young batter. Another inside pitch fouled. This ball is going to be lifted into shallow center field. I would say it would be trouble, but I tell you, that's a shortstop mops it up now. It's going to be the third out as we head to the bottom of the fourth, 3-2. Lady Raiders kind of lulling everybody to sleep now. Let's see if we can't wake up the big red giant right here and add some meaningful runs. We're going to be back in just a moment. First pitch foul ball. The number 2 spot here, Scott, has a strikeout and a ground out. We'll take either one of those again here. Ball is hammered up the middle. Williams to the plate. Harper still on the mound for the Lady Raiders. Well, you know, my partner in crime here just said, man, it looks like it's about to storm. And a lot of times that immediately when someone says that, the weather alarm goes off. And that's okay because especially if Jeff Davis can get there at bat, then we can call this a game. We actually could. I'm sure they'd wait a little while to try to get it in, but it would be an official game. I know for sure after 5 innings, and at least if the home team has gotten there at bat and we have the lead. So we want to try to get 3 outs quickly here. Runner advances on a pass ball or wild pitch. Ball is hit to the second baseman. Fires to first for the out. Runner advances to third, unfortunately, with only 1 out. Puts the defense in a little stressful position there. It's going to bring Wooten to the plate. For some reason, I didn't record what Wooten did her last at bat, but her first at bat, she had a single. But what's most important is what she does this at bat. This ball is lifted into center field. It's likely going to be enough, but she tags. Big throw. Unable to make the catch. If the ball had been at the plate, would have had a chance there to make a play, but it tailed up the line a little bit as it typically does from a right-handed thrower from the outfield. The game is going to be tied by the sacrifice by Wooten. It's going to bring Harrington to the plate. No runners on, and she lifts this one into shallow right field. And it's squeezed by Doodle for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Jackets tie this game up 3-3. We got to get back to business. Take a quick break on the NFHS Network. Be back in a moment. All right, as you saw there, one pitch, one out for the Lady Raiders. The ball hit sharply to that shortstop, fires over to first. Second out of the inning there as we made it back to the top of the lineup. Another ground out there by Strozier. And we'll see Hodges come to the plate. I was really hoping to see a couple base runners here to put some pressure on this team to pitch to Aniston again, as she may or may not get an at-bat here with 2 outs. But with a tie game, I'm not sure if they can walk her if she does have an opportunity. See if Zoe can do something special. She can go yard. Good pitch there. She has a sacrifice and a ground out, so she's due. Inside corner, good pitch. 0-2. Ball outside. This ball is lifted into left field. Let's hope it gets out of play, but it doesn't. Left fielder is able to get underneath it. 3 up, 3 down. For the Lady Raiders, we head to the top of the 6th. Take another break and be back in a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, they can diagnose and correct your vision with detailed accuracy. Visit www.fvcalma.com.
All right, here we go, top of the 6th. Green's going to lead off for the Raiders. She has a base hit and a strikeout. Or excuse me, for the Jackets. She was a Raider. A lot of speed. I mentioned earlier, if she gets on base, you can just about guarantee some stolen base attempts. Swing and a miss on that outside corner. Good pitch. It's going to be strikeout number 2 for Green. and strikeout number 3 for Harper. It's going to bring Watson to the plate. Three to three tie. You would expect nothing less here from this matchup of these two teams. It wouldn't matter if both teams were great or if both teams just wasn't playing very well, didn't have a lot of talent. We're going to have games like this against rivalry teams like this. And once in a while you may have a blowout, but usually they're nice and tight like this. Good crowd, as we mentioned earlier. I'm guessing 60 to probably around 75, somewhere between 75 and 100 fans, paid fans here on the Raiders side, and probably 50 to 75 from Jeff Davis. Second out by the second baseman, Sadie. And then just saying we got some tailgaters, some teenagers in the outfield. There's probably 50 or 60 kids out there supporting their respective teams. With the Raider fans beyond the Lady Raider sign, and just out of the camera to the left, quite a few Jacket fans. Another green to the plate, and she has 2 sacrifices. Won't be able to do that this time with nobody on base. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big out there. Big inning there for Bree Harper as she pitched to Jim. It's like she's getting stronger as the game goes on, and that's what we want to see as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning, 3-3, with Johnson, Harper, and Clement coming to the plate. Johnson to the plate, but they're going to intentionally walk this young lady, and that is a ton of respect. That she's batting 1,000. She's 5 for 5 on the season, with 3 home runs, two the other day and 1 tonight. As a line drive shot back in the 2nd inning, or 3rd inning, I believe it was. That gave us the lead, 3-2. Brings Harper to the plate. Let's see if she can make them pay. She's going to drop down a bunt. Perfect sacrifice. And let's see if Clement can't add to her RBI total tonight, as she already has 2 with a big base hit early in this game. She did strike out her last at bat on a very controversial pitch, especially by the home crowd. Anderson's got some wheels, so solid base hit here. Likely will score her. It's a good eye. inside. That ball was low this time. The other pitch that rung her up was high in the zone. That was a little closer to being a strike. 1-1. Ball low. Gets away from the catcher. Let's see if Annis can get there, and she does. That's a huge mistake by the Lady Jackets there. I was hoping, earlier if they were to walk her, I said, well, maybe we can get her to second without any outs. But this is just as good, getting her to third with one out. So anything hit the outfield relatively deep or opposite on the ground, she's coming home to break this tie or potentially break this tie. Let's see if Skylar can make something happen here. And she's fighting it off. I can't blame her. Ball's inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. She will likely pitch her inside, hoping that she will pull something to the left side so that Anniston isn't as likely to charge home. There's the pitch, just a little low in the zone. It looked good coming. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Gracie Hand on deck, waiting for her another opportunity to make something happen. She's due with a couple ground outs. So we need anything here but a strikeout. And she slams this one to left field, but I don't know if it's going to be deep enough because the shortstop makes another fantastic play, just over the shoulder catch, cradles it. But I said earlier, we may have to look back at the couple plays that she's made prior to the big play in that shallow left field, the play up the short hop she was able to handle in the earlier innings for the out. I think it was against Bree, but we see Gracie Hand here come to the plate. Got to have a base hit here or a mistake. And this ball is hit high and deep to left field, but Fifi should be able to camp under. Make the play for the third out. We're going to leave Anniston stranded at third base. Opportunity squandered. Not squandered, but just not taken advantage of, I'll say, for the Lady Raiders as we move to the top of the 7th inning. Last frame of paid-for softball. Be back in just a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, they can diagnose and correct your vision with.
Back here, top of the 7th, Lady Raiders has got to do a dandy here to keep them from scoring as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Waters to the plate, the bottom of the lineup. What a pitch. That patented changeup. Waters has a single and a sacrifice. And we'll be back to the top of the lineup where number 4 is 2 for 3. Strikeout. Again, Bree has looked really good these last couple innings. That's her third strikeout in the last 5 batters. Back to the top of the lineup. Only 3 hits for the Raiders tonight. 8 hits for the Jackets. This ball is going to be hit in the center, shallow center there. Just a frustrating C&I single, as I call them. It's going to bring Scott, and she had a single her last at bat. You got to think if this young lady's got any type of speed whatsoever, they're going to push the button here, because the one thing I have noticed, our catcher, although she's done a great job behind the plate, doesn't have a tremendous arm, at least not yet. I'm sure she'll grow into that as she gets a little bigger and stronger. There she goes. And she's safe at second base with 1 out. Ball low, and she's going to third with 1 out. Couldn't dig it out quick enough to keep her from getting there. Strike on that outside corner. Well, it was a swinging strike, excuse me. Boy, howdy, we need a strikeout or a pop-up here or something back to the pitcher. Oh, he rings her up on that outside corner. Man, what a pitch, and we needed that call. I'm not going to lie to you, folks. It was borderline, and we got the call. It's going to be 2 outs now. What a pitch by Bree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strikeouts now. They're going to put this young lady on, number 7, Williams. And we're going to pitch to Wooten, who had to sacrifice her last at bat. Base hit her first at bat. She has an RBI. A lot of space right up the middle. Ooh, good-looking pitch low in the zone. A little tension in the air right now. I can feel it. Getting a little nervous myself. Crunch time here, top of the 7th. 3-3. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Good pitch on that outside corner. I'd pour it 2 more right there and make her beat me. Just need 1 more out. There's that changeup, just a little, I would guess it was a little bit low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Or is that 2 balls, 1 strike? And she hammers this. Oh, no. Don't. Tough play by a position player that doesn't play second base all the time. Ball had actually, I thought the ball was hit a lot harder than it was. It had a ton of spin on it is what the problem was. And the fact that it got down before she could get her glove on it, it just absolutely died and got by her. Tough situation, put us normally a left fielder playing second base in. But nonetheless, we've got another at bat to try to get that back. 4-3. Wait, off the plate there for strike 1. For Harrington. This ball's fouled back quickly. 0-2 with 2 outs. Another foul ball. Oh, them kind of plays there will keep you up at night. Again, big region game here, but for both teams. There's that changeup for strike three. Jackets score one, take the lead 4-3. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Just got to make something happen. Be back in just a moment. Doodle Johnson to the plate. Big at bat for all of these. Oh, it's a good play there. She's going to be safe. Yes, sir. What a play. She beat this one out. Didn't slide. Run through the bag with a base hit bunt. You talk about excitable. This young lady's got a lot of energy. I've got her in my class for the first time this semester. And she's a fireball now. It's going to bring we got a pinch hitter here. Can we get a number on that jersey? That doesn't look like Katie. It is Katie? Okay. And she drops I think it hits her. She's going to be out. But the runner, I guess he it hit her. I thought it hit her outside the box, but maybe not. And that's why it was deemed foul. But it did hit her. I don't know. Is this where you fake bunt? Everybody comes in, you draw back and punch it? No, we got to get that runner to second somehow. And the thing is, if the catcher's arm wasn't so good, you would attempt to steal. Oh, no. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now. I wonder if she missed a signal and was supposed to bunt again. I doubt she'll be attempting to bunt now. Runner's back. But if she were to and lay one down, everybody'd be safe. Ball inside. When do you roll the dice on something like that? Bunt when not anticipated. Another ball inside. Good softball game today either way. A lot of energy by both teams, especially our Lady Raiders. Irregardless of what happens, we're going to have a visit here by the head coach of the Jackets. We're going to take a break as well. Be back in just a moment.
At Family Vision Care, we believe life is all about your vision. Family Vision Care is the leading provider of optometry services and vision care products in the Alma community, and we want to help you achieve and maintain a clear vision for years to come. Doctors James McQuaig and Blake Hutto and their staff provide award-winning eye care service for Southeast Georgia. With the newly constructed office filled with state-of-the-art equipment, they can diagnose and correct your vision with detailed accuracy.
2-2. Runner at first. Ball inside and hits her. Yes, sir. We'll take it. Taking one for the team is the young Johnson. First and second. Umpire checking on her. I like that. Walks halfway down the line there. Gives her a thumbs up. Raiders got something going here if we can keep it going. Sadie Adams, she's due. No outs. We're going to make it to the top of the lineup unless something crazy happens. There's an attempted bunt. Ugh. What you don't want to happen here is a little pop-up bunt or line drive bunt for a potential double play. You got to get it on the ground. We'll be back to the top of the lineup for Strozier. Hodges and Johnson. Man, if we can get to Johnson somehow, we'll win. Well, if we get to Johnson, we'll win the game. Most likely. Before then. This ball is hit to that right side. Runners advance with only one out, and that's exactly the position we're trying to get ourselves in. With Lady Raiders with a golden opportunity here if we can somehow. I'm telling you, you got speed at third. I'm butting this ball down to the first base line and seeing if we can make something happen here with one out. But I don't even get paid to commentate, much less coach. So if we can get anything in play outside, I'll take a pass ball at this point. A lot of pressure. We think there's pressure on our girls. There's a lot of pressure on that pitcher and catcher there. Four to 3, bottom of the seventh. This ball is hammered up the middle for a base hit. One run in. Had to hold up there at second to make sure it got through. Tied up 4 to 4. Still only one out. Hodges to the plate. Runners at the corner. Hodges can win it for the Lady Raiders right here. What an inning, regardless of what happens. For these young ladies to come back like they did after, we had an error there to allow the Jackets to get back, retake the lead. And what they have done here is just they should be able to use this as a motivation, irregardless of the outcome of this game at this point, as we have tied it back up. But I got a good feeling here the Lady Raiders are fixing to go nuts, as well as all these fans. Here's the pitch. And we're going to send our runner down to second. Hodges fakes the bunt. Double play is out of effect unless we get caught in a line drive situation. But the game is tied, so we won't be too upset with something like that. I'd like to get this thing over with right here. And it's over! Fair ball game. Oh, no! Oh, my. Our fans aren't going super nuts. Evidently, it was actually foul. But it looked fair to me. Hey, my goodness. Whew. I called it a little too quickly. Now we have an 0-2 count. So Zoe needs to be wow, we were excited. Everybody's going crazy. Walk-off double, if you can call it that. Let's see what happens here. 2 on 2 out, or 1 out, excuse me. Hodges at the plate. She reaches out, has to protect the plate. Ball was close to being in the strike zone, probably ball one. She can't afford to tell. But guess who's coming up is Aniston, and there is a base open. So I'm sure they'll walk her again if we don't win it right here. That's ball game. Raiders win. Raiders win. Raiders win. Ball game's over, folks. They didn't have to have that run. It's over. What a rally. What a rally by these Lady Raiders. I'm so proud of them and proud for them. A huge victory against a rivalry opponent, second game of the season. In the fashion they did it, they're able to dig down deep and come back here in the bottom of the seventh, score 2 runs to win this game. Officially, it'll be 5-4 with 6 hits. We had 3 hits this inning to make this thing happen, and I'm just excited for them as we head 1-0 into region play against probably, coming into the season, the number 1 team. We'll have to face them again in a couple weeks as we'll travel to Jeff Davis. But, again, congratulations to the Lady Raiders, Coach Poff and her staff. I want to thank all these fans that showed up and you at home that are watching around our county and community and the state, potentially around the world, literally. I want to thank you for joining live or on demand later. On behalf, I'm not going to drag it out, on behalf of myself, Brent Johnson, I'm an instructor at Bacon County High School in the Engineering and Technology Department, the Engineering Pathway, along with Carson Taylor producing the show here on the computer. I want to thank him for running that as well. Would want to, again, just congratulate these Lady Raiders on this huge victory as they kind of kick off this 2018 Lady Raider softball season. So I want to bid you a good night and God bless.